Hey guys, Blade here, and today I am going to show you my sword collection of Ergo Sum and some legendary swords. As we know that there are some exotic swords in the game, and my favorite one is among all of them is the Lament. So it was nerfed so many times, so I don't know if it is going to get buff and catalyst, but it is my favorite sword in the game right now. I think this is the best heavy sword in the game. So you can get it from Beyond Light, and then after this one, I think the Heart Shadow is also good, but I really don't like to use it a lot on my Titan. I think it is the best for Hunter with Falcon build. So it has anti-barrier rounds, so it is more useful for Hunter rather than Titan. It is also good for Titan if you are building with Peregrine Grief build, but it is an okay sword. So these two are the exotic ones. Let's talk about the Ergosum. So these are my favorite Ergosum roles that I think everyone should be chasing for these specific roles. These are the best in Grandmasters in endgame content, and the first one is Arc Conductor with Waveframe. So you can either use Waveframe on this one, or you can also use the Caster Frame for the range, but I like to use Waveframe because I have tested every Ergosum, like most of the roles in Grandmasters, but Waveframe performs always the best in the end game because in just one swing you take down so much ads and you just hit everything in front of you. So that's why I love Waveframe swords a lot. So the Arc Conductor, you can have damage resistance from the arc damage incoming, so that's why I think this is one of the best Ergosums in the game. And the second one is going to be Perfect Fifth Caster Frame. This sword is very good for solar builds, and for wall locks it is really insane with Dawn Chorus. So this thing is really solid for end game use, and it provides you unstoppable stuns with the heavy tag. You can trigger ignitions. So, and with Ember of Ashes, this performs really well. It acts like a mini Dragon's Breath, so it is good to have this frame with highest charge rate possible. So this is my second favorite Ergosum, and my third favorite one is going to be this one, the Waveframe with Stormbringer. So when we use heavy tech on more than 2 or 3 ads, it triggers a cloud uh, of lightning strikes. So this perk is also useful, and I have already uploaded the Grandmaster gameplay of Psyops Cosmodrome, where I was using this sword right here. So I think it is really solid for the Grandmasters. And my the fourth favorite is going to be this one, Wolfpack rounds with Waveframe. Why? The reason I prefer Waveframe is just because they are really good than every other sword. For example, the other swords, the aggressive frames and the caster frames, they are good for DPS, but for general gameplay, the Waveframe sword is the best because it hits everything in front of you. So Wolfpack rounds are really good to have damage buff for yourself and nearby allies. So Wolfpack rounds also buff the damage of the other sword that you are using. So that's why I have, I think, Wolfpack rounds on every damage type like Solar and also the Void and Arc. So my fifth favorite one is going to be Ergo Sum with this role. This is the most fun Void Ergo Sum you can have. So when you use Waveframe in 3 or 4 ads, you just create so many insectite insectoid robot grenades, the colony perk. So it is very good to have this role for fun, and it is also good in GMs, but not solo GMs because sometimes, thanks to Bungie, the robot grenades kill you. I don't know how, but when I was using this sword in Grandmaster, I was getting killed by the architects a lot, the Void. So be careful while using this sword solo. But this is overall a really good role for Ergosam, again with the wave frame because it is the best role on this sword. I also have this role on caster frame, aggressive frame, but this one performs the best because like in 6 to 4 add dense group, you just swing the sword, the heavy tech, and it creates 6 to 7 small mini robots that track nearby targets or champions or elites. So this sword is really fun to use. And then I think the aggressive frame swords are also good. With wolf backgrounds, they give you the highest damage possible. No, sorry, the arc, the caster frames are the highest DPS ergosums right now, especially the perfect fifth one. So this one is also good to use. I like to use this sword with my crown splitter build that I have posted recently in a video of solo grandmaster warden of nothing. So, and the last one is going to be this role, and this is really good role, but I don't know, I like it and also dislike it. I have it on caster frame and also on void frame. So on caster frame I think it is better because you have range and it um leaves these projectiles, the telesto projectiles that deal damage, and the damage is good. So I think it is the best on caster frame and aggressive frame this specific role, because on a wave frame sword when you are using this specific role, the projectiles are like not, I don't know how to explain it, I'm sorry, but they just don't seem well to use on wave frame. So the let's come to the legendary swords here. So this one, you all know that we have the best, one of the best legendary swords in the game right now. So the next season also evolved Strand. So I think this is going to be still really solid weapon for the next season. You can use surrounded or redirection, anything you want, but I prefer surrounded here. Flash counter, I hope it does not get nerfed next season, so it is really good to use on each sword with Titan with strongholds. So this is again the wave frame. So it has just become my favorite sword, legendary swords in the game this season. And let's talk about the Titan specific sword, which are no longer Titan specific. So now you can use them on Warlock. So the Crown Splitter role, I think this is the best role on Crown Splitter right now for Titans because it has flash counter. with rounded. So, and it also has jagged edge, so it has highest damage, aggressive frame, and also the thorn cleaver, which is no longer obtainable right now. So it was from Season of Defiance. Like I got it from Season of Defiance in Lightfall. So right now you can only get it by luck on from Xur. So I also like to use rounded and flash counter on this sword, and I'm going to use it a lot next season because next season is solar. So this is going to be really good next season. And the bequest, you don't really need to have this, but it is, I think, better than lament for DPS, but I still use for Crota and like for some raid or dungeon bosses where you need to use sword, I still use and prefer lament. But it has ease of use which lament does not have, so it is good to have this sword. So I like to use energy transfer with rounded, and I specifically use this sword for my mm, build of ambient leap titan, and the any build which revolves around your class ability. So this is really good sword for the end game. I think one of the best sword in the game. So try to have it. But if you do not have a raid team like me, so and thanks to my real dad, I don't know what was his name, I forgot. He helped me to get this sword, and my old clanmates, which are no longer in this game, they carried me through raids, the Deepstone Crypt, to get this sword. So it took me like 1 year or maybe 1.5 year to get this sword by getting carried by raid teams. And then we have here is another really solid sword. I love it, Ill Omen. So we have cold steel on it, and it is caster frame, so you can stun overload from range, and it has attrition orbs. It also has strategist on it, so it is really good for stasis builds as well as it provides you utility. I think this is my favorite stasis sword right now. Next season there is going to be another waveframe stasis sword, so I think that I don't know, maybe it will leave my vault. So this is really good sword to have. It builds your darkness transcendence energy really fast, and it provides you unstoppable and overload stun with just one this really good perk. So really solid sword to have. And then this is the role that you can get from Into the Light Onslaught. So it is double damage, frenzy, and surrounded on falling guillotine with jagged edge. So I think this is also good sword if you do not have crown splitter with this roll on your titan. For your titan you can use this sword, which is really solid, but I do not like to use this sword. I don't know why, but I prefer crown splitter rather than using this for DPS. But this is really solid role to have. So we have here the gold tusk, gold tusk, the hunter sword, but you can now also use it on titan. So I really like this role, the double damage perks again on sword. So I just like to use this sword on titan for ninja fantasy. So really good sword, but you can no longer obtain it from it was obtainable from Season of Defiance, so maybe you can have it from Zer when he sells it in the future. Now you can get this specific hunter sword. So this is ammo, the best ammo economy sword you can have in this game. Like, not in this game, but there are also other swords, but I like to use this one because the ammo capacity is very high, and with flash counter along with relentless strikes, you can get these rolls from Zer on this sword. You can really have a lot of ammo, and your ammo really never ends. So really good sword to use on Titan, on Hunter. So, and then our another void sword that I really like is this one with repulsor brace and destabilizing rounds. It is good to use for the void builds, especially the non-stronghold void builds. I like to use it, but you can also get these two perks on falling guillotine, so it is your choice whether you use this sword or this one, but it is caster frame, so you can have range attacks. And then the last sword, which is I think one of the best sword in the game if your build is based on class ability. I think this is the best sword in the game because it has infinite guard, which means that you can guard infinitely, but the damage resistance is low. But with infinite guard and proper healing, you can have some really fun builds with it, and I have already posted 2 solo grandmaster runs with this sword, and this sword is going to be one of the best swords in the next season because it has solar energy type, and solar is meta next season. So try to get this sword with energy transfer and flash counter. Always check Zer on all your 3 classes so you can get these class swords. So you have to be on Warlock to get this sword from Zer. So try to get it as soon as possible. This is my favorite solar sword, and the roles you need to have are flash counter and energy transfer. But if you do not use flash counter, it's okay, but energy transfer is really solid role for this war because with infinite guard you can have your class ability uptime with this sword. So we will see how it performs next season. So these are the swords in the game that I think are the best, and I have tested all of them, and I have uploaded gameplays. I think all of them, yeah, I have uploaded gameplays of every single one of them on the YouTube. And so let me show you my Volt and the other swords that I have that I really like to collect. So these are all the Ergo Sums that I think are really solid, or some rolls are just that I am saving. I like to collect different Ergo Sums, so they are different in damage types, in frames, and the charge rates are different on these. Like this one here, the Arc Conductor, I have with aggressive frame. Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame is also a good roll, but it is not what I was expecting. The Sacred Flame with caster frame was bad, and it was not. I was hoping that the Sacred Flame roll with the wave frame would be good, but it was not what I was expecting. Like, I was expecting it to blow everything, but it didn't go well. So Gathering Light is also a good role to have for the builds which are based on abilities. So try to have good rolls of sword with this role, Gathering Light and Waveframe, so you can have ability uptime on your builds that are based on abilities. I have this specific role for Void, Arc, and Solar Sword. So I really like to collect Ergo Sums. It took me 1 year to get this specific the caster frame sword. This one, yes, it took me 1 year to get this sword. I play every week on my Hunter Titan and sometimes on Warlock, the Pale Heart activities to get this sword, but I got it in like 1 year, so Ergo Sums are really hard to get. That's why I am saving a lot of rolls of them here, and these are my heavy swords. I like to have many perks on these swords. It takes up my vault space, but I just like to have them like this perk here, counterattack and flash counter. I don't know when it will be meta, so I am saving these rolls for the future. And this one on arc, the only sword I think on arc which can get flash counter and surrounded. And here we have this one is also my favorite white sword for not grandmaster content, for like expert and master content. This is also good. And just these rolls, so we will be doing wall cleaning on my Titan, so I hope you will also like that video. We will be making space for the new weapons. There is a lot of trash in my vault right now, so well, this was the video for today. I hope you liked the video. This video was only for sword mains. So have a nice day, Titans.